How can some fat loss advice be so convincing but yet so damaging? Well, in this video I'm exposing 5 of the most dangerous fat loss traps that are setting people up to fail. And I'm breaking it all down using insights from some of YouTube's top creators. So you can avoid these traps and get lean without the gym bro routine. Alright, buckle up because we've got a controversial one today. And we're ranking these traps from right at the bottom, the misinterpreted and misunderstood, to all the way to the top, the most dangerous deception. So you know exactly what to avoid. And now we've got Ray Beltzer, one of Men's Health's newest trainers. He's clearly got skills. He can move well, even with this very high body fat percentage. But why is a trainer meant to inspire fitness sitting at such a high body fat percentage? Well, he says, quote, "It's because my weight doesn't dictate my happiness anymore, and it's more valuing what my body can do rather than how it looks." Sure, there's a place for this message, especially for those battling those mental health struggles around food. But this is not the fitness aspiration for a mentally healthy guy. I mean, really? His message is, you need food to live, so enjoy it. Well, you also need a healthy body to actually live, period. But what about this mantra that people love throwing around? You can be fat but fit. Yeah, do we really need a pile of studies to prove that this is absolute BS? No, but for the skeptics, this huge meta-analysis of over 4.5 million people showed even if your blood work looks normal and you're metabolically healthy so you're considered fit, being medically obese, it skyrockets your risk of cancer, cardiovascular disease, and mortality. Essentially an early death. And the longer you stay obese, the worse that these risks get. And this is why this messaging makes my blood boil. Because this fat but fit messaging, it preys on desperate people. Those who have struggled with weight loss, who feel ashamed, and are just tired of trying. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Being obese, it might not be your fault. Trauma, genetics, or life circumstances might play a role, but it's still your responsibility. This is not about shaming, it's about truth. This messaging, it doesn't inspire change, it just cements failure. And that's why you, my fat acceptance friend, you go straight into the dangerous deception tier. This is demon talk, absolute dangerous nonsense. Now we've got the infamous Eddie Abu. This guy hates processed food so much, he's actually banned from the biggest supermarket in the UK. But why, Eddie?
Guys, you don't need like this to tell somebody you love them. Why did you just... That's what you used to do on Valentine's Day. There was no sugar involved in it, guys. Wake up. You don't need sugar to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Ah, I see why now. Now credit where it's due. Eddie's on a mission to expose the ultra-processed junk that's flooding our shelves. But he does not stop there. Oh no, Eddie is coming for whole foods too.
If you want to buy milk, buy the whole milk. They're taking the fat out of this. Just turn into sugar water.
Eddie whispering this probably so another supermarket doesn't kick him out again. But here's the thing, both whole milk and low fat milk have the same 12 grams of sugar per 240 ml. Whole milk just keeps the fat, it's not less sugary. Bottom line, both have the same amount of sugar, 12 grams per 240 ml. So while Eddie's message to watch out for food quality is awesome, food is not just this black and white. So let's go to the other end of the spectrum to clear this up. Are Lucky Charms the secret to getting jacked, lean, and thriving in perfect health? Highly unlikely. And is one bowl of Lucky Charms going to ruin your health and your physique? Also highly unlikely. But here's the slippery slope. One bowl a day, it can become a daily habit. And that hyper-palatable sugar hit on a regular basis, it can rewire your brain's reward centers, making it very hard to stop at just the one bowl. And now suddenly the whole box is gone and so is your progress. So even though Eddie's overall message is solid, there is a balance to strike when it comes to nutrition. Go too restrictive and we all know what happens. The epic rebound, weight gain, and that cycle starts all over again. And that's why this extreme food fear approach is got to land in the hit or miss tier. We get it, Eddie, but leave the milk alone. Alright, we've all seen those fitness gimmicks before, like the shake weight. We know they're a joke, but what about the jacked and shredded guys like Alex showing off their workouts?
This lateral punch will fire up your core and improve your athletic performance. Lastly, the jump jack press will burn out the shoulders and test your lower body strength endurance.
You see, here's where it gets tricky. He's ripped, he's lean, and he shows you exercises that seem like the answer to your fitness goals. But this will not get you lean and defined. And guess what? Alex does not train like this. These guys film these workouts for social media, and then behind the scenes, they're doing the actual effective training. Meanwhile, you waste hours on exercises that look good but do nothing. You see, these workouts, they're designed for one thing: to make you feel tired so you feel like you've done something to stimulate physique change. But they're so far below the threshold of actually stimulating change in the muscle that they're a complete waste of time. This sneaky approach, it leaves you looking in the mirror after 3 months and wondering, what did I do wrong? Well, it is not you, it's the BS workouts. So here's 3 no-nonsense rules to actually transform your physique with quick, effective workouts. Rule 1, hit every muscle group with at least 6 to 10 sets per muscle group per week. Rule 2, take each working set to within 1 to 2 reps of true muscular failure. And finally, rule 3, actually use exercises that take the target muscle to form failure. And this is exactly where Alex's flashy moves, they fall short. Jumping jack shoulder presses, they're doing absolutely nothing for your shoulders or your legs. It's just fluff, so just throw it away. Instead, focus on exercises that actually hit the target muscle. Vertical push patterns for your shoulders or squat patterns for your legs. And then make sure that you personalize it to the feedback you're getting from your body, so that every week you're progressively overloading, adding more effective volume to keep driving that real visible change. And if you're struggling to plan your workouts to get real visible results, I've got you covered. Click the Ask Coach Tim link below to message me directly with your biggest fitness questions. I appreciate you spending time here, so I want to give back by helping you get lean. So click the link below, leave me a message, and I'll help you get started on your way to hitting that dream physique. Alex is not a bad trainer, he's just a smart marketer. But if your workout leaves you just feeling tired, and it doesn't leave you with your muscles screaming, you're not doing it right. And that's why these fake workouts from real trainers, they go straight into the misleading methods tier. Now we've got a man who built his entire identity around the carnivore lifestyle, Paul Saladino. But now Derek's got a question for him.
I guess, like, you don't even really call yourself a carnivore anymore. Like, you changed your Instagram name and everything. Do you want to speak to that?
Hold up, what happened? Paul bailed on carnivore, but he was the poster boy for it. He even published a book called The Carnivore Code, and he branded himself around it, calling himself the Carnivore MD. So what gives?
Story was about 2 years into the carnivore diet, I started noticing persistence of unpleasant symptoms. So testosterone dropped to around 500 total, sleep disturbances, palpitations, muscle cramps when I was surfing or climbing. And I started to think, okay, maybe long-term ketosis is not great for me.
Yikes! That's a laundry list of red flags for someone promoting this as the ultimate way of life. But here's where Paul makes an important point.
And at that point, I added honey and then fruit to my diet, and it's been an evolution since then.
There's nothing wrong with changing your mind in the presence of new data. But this is the problem with trends. 1, enthusiasm outpaces research. 2, bold claims come before proof. 3, when narratives shift, people feel betrayed. Paul realized the all-meat approach was not sustainable for him. So he started adding honey and fruit to his diet. And now, he's not promoting carnivore, he's promoting an animal-based diet. Basically, a carnivore diet with carbohydrates from fruit, raw milk, and honey. Is Paul just saving face? Or has he genuinely evolved his perspective? Maybe it's both. So if a particular diet feels unsustainable for you, it's fine to pivot and do something else. And just because something worked for someone else, it does not mean it's the answer for you. Paul's evolution from carnivore to animal-based is not really a failure. It's just a lesson in adaptability. But it's also a warning. Do not buy into the untested hype. And that's why blindly following diet pioneers, this lands squarely in the overhyped tier. And if you're new here, my name is Tim. I'm a food scientist and personal trainer, now based in Austin, Texas. I specialize in helping guys hit 10% body fat without letting fitness take over their life. So subscribe for more, or if you're interested in one-to-one coaching from me, go to my website. Alright, we've got some crazy new claims from Jay Campbell, and this one sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. He's talking about a peptide, which is basically exercise in a bottle.
Then I looked at the patents database, and it was like, there's like 11 people that hold the patent to it, and it was from 2014, but there's no supplement. So I'm like, what's going on?
And the peptide in question, SLU-PP332. Let's just call it SLUP. Mysterious though, right? A decade-old patent held by 11 people with results that are absolutely insane. In the rat studies, the researchers found increased stamina and endurance, greater fat loss, and even muscle size and strength gains. This is not just a small boost, this is a potential game changer for performance and physique transformation. And according to Jay, it's delivering.
So I've known people now on it, like I said, for 6 months, bodybuilders for close to a year, because it was already in the marketplace evidently in January, which I didn't know, who have had no side effects, and every single one of these people have had insane physique transformation.
Now, here's the twist. SLUP is actually naturally released in your body after exercise. So injecting it could essentially activate the same pathways from exercise without even moving. Now, let's be clear, exercise is still essential for mental health, mobility and flexibility, metabolic function, and so much more. But if this peptide actually delivers on its promises, this might actually be the next natural Hulk juice, a supercharger for those who are already working out. So GLP-1s for fat loss and SLUP for muscle gain and performance. What's next? The fact that Big Pharma has not jumped all over this yet is very suspicious. This could be a game changer, but this could also come with massive consequences. And that's why SLUP is got to go straight into the use with caution tier. And for more coaching tips, watch my video here.